Welcome back to NCC Sports Live. I'm John Garcia Jr. Spring is in the air, and that means it's time for spring football here at the Q's. Now, the spring game is slated for April 17th, and leading up to that, there's been a lot of buildup and a lot of questions about this year's team. Our very own Beth Long has been covering the team the entire spring. Beth?
That's right. You know, spring has officially sprung when the Syracuse football starts. They've got 60 players back from last year, and in those 60 players, Marone is trying to instill a few qualities, a few virtues in them, some might say. Those are the virtues of versatility, competition, and intensity, of course. They've had some key losses at quarterback, wide receiver, and on the defensive line, but they have some new players that are looking to start anew and get things going. One of them is Ryan Nassib. He might be the man for the quarterback job here at Syracuse. Doug Marone's taking on a new role this year. He's offensive coordinator for the Orange, and of course, you have the quarterback controversy. This is Nassib. He's going to be up against Charlie Loeb. The defense looks strong for the Orange this year. They've got all Big East linebacker Jarrell Smith coming back, as well as the receivers and the running backs. That's DeLone Carter, who was a fourth in the Big East last year in rushing. Now, Marone says that he thinks his players know what to expect this year, and that's been the difference.
I think the players understand what we want to get accomplished when we go out there. They understand how to practice, they understand how to dress, they understand how to line up. So from that standpoint, it's exciting. And now we have to go out there and really just work on the football end of things. And I see better communication with this team.
It was nice to get out there for the first day. I mean, we had a long winter. We got a lot of workouts in, and it was exciting to get out there, put the helmets back on, and move that football. And be anxious to see that new offense, see how it was working out, and it was a lot of fun.
Now, Marone says there's competition at every position this year, and the competition is way more intense than it was last year. You know how he knows that? Well, he came out of a practice bleeding. That's right, Marone says that he had to break up a fight and his finger got cut, and that means that he can tell that there's a lot more intensity out on the field this year. And of course, competition just makes you better. Marone thinks that the team has made great strides since last year, but he hopes they'll make a few more strides before opening day in September.
Now, Beth, you mentioned all the strides and the competition that the team is using to get better. What would you say overall is the biggest strength going into the fall?
I say it's got to be the defense. The linebackers could be the core of the team this year. Jarrell Smith, we spoke to him a little earlier, and he said that he's feeling better than ever, and Marone thinks that he's going to have a lot more postseason honors than he did last year.
So you mentioned the defense, but what about on the offensive side of the ball, specifically at quarterback? As you mentioned, Greg Paulus is gone, and now it seems like Ryan Nassib's going to get the starting nod. What would you expect from the quarterback position, and is there another controversy brewing?
Well, Ryan Nassib looked pretty good last year in the 10 games that he did play in. Of course, the breakout game that he had against West Virginia with his 120 yards and his high completion rate. But Charlie Loeb, I think, is going to be a force to be reckoned with. He's not going to be, just pushed to the side. I think that you might see a lot of competition between the two, as Marone says he's stressing it, and he thinks both of them look really good right now. So it's a toss-up as to who will be on the field this fall.
So we covered the offense and we covered the defense. What about overall? What is the overall expectations from you since you've covered them the entire spring?
The overall expectation this year is to get to a bowl game, and I think they can actually do that this year. 6 wins is very possible, and I think we'll see that in the fall.
Thanks, Beth. Great job. And when we return to NCC Sports Live, we're going to take a look at Syracuse versus Princeton playing in the new Meadowlands Stadium. Stay with us.